This is Your Life. Today we are celebrating Helen Lucas. Yay, Helen Lucas! After everything, probably not up today, but I do put numbers and everything through here, and there'll be a poster, 2 posters here, that will tell you more about her stories that you guys can read into. But I always try to hold that until she shares her story with everybody. And that's a really bad echo, isn't it? Is that better? No, not really. I don't know. All right, hopefully she doesn't have an echo. But afterwards, we would love to invite everybody into the activity room for some refreshments after the program. So then we can also get the dining room set back to normal. So let's give Miss Helen Lucas a round of applause.
First, I want to thank all of you for coming, and it's such an honor to me to be up here and give the story of my life. And
you can sit if you want to, honey.
Okay. My name is Helen Elizabeth Young Lucas, and I was born August 31st, 1930, in my own home. And I feel it's a real honor to be here talking to you today. And I wanted to tell you that I went to Fairport High School, and I graduated from there in 1948. And there were 48 in my class. That seems unbelievable. That's what it was. And so then I went from there, and I went to RBI, and I took a course in business machines, and it was a 2-year course, and I graduated in 1 year with high honors. And then in the next year, I went back to RBI, and I took did I just say accounting or machines, whichever. Anyway, I took the other one, and I graduated as a valedictorian. And so then from there I went to Stromberg Carlson, which is now, what is it? I don't even...
Whatever.
What?
It's called whatever, yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is now. And I got a job as secretary to the director of research. And then because my skills in punctuation and so on, I was hired as editor-in-chief, and I edited the manuscripts that they were printing for NASA at the time. And I typed all of those documents, and I had a deadline for all of them. And boy, that was tough, because they were thick. I mean, they were like that thick, manuals were. And so, but I did okay, but sometimes I had to stay overtime to finish, because they had to be done. I said to them one time, you know what? You guys are impossible. How can I do this without working till midnight? But anyways, I got them done, and then from there, my first baby. Okay.
No, you're good. No, you're good. Just about there. Talk about your marriage and stuff. And your
Okay,
husband.
I will.
Okay.
But I want to
Just get right to
say
it.
that my first baby, Mark, was born in July 1957. And so I quit to go home and be with him for a year. And then I went back to Stromberg, and they wanted me back as the secretary. And so I did that until my second child was born. That was Robert Andrew Lucas. And he, I stayed home with him for 2 years. I don't know why this time too. Sorry, Mark. Anyway, then I went back to Stromberg's, and I had the same positions. And then when my third boy was born in September, Dean Thomas Lucas, I stayed at home with him, and I didn't go back. I just became a stay-at-home mother and loved every minute of it, enjoyed every second of it. And then, and I want to tell you about how I met my husband. I should have started with that. But anyways, while I was working at Stromberg's, my husband's sister-in-law came up to me and she said, "Helen, I think I got somebody that wants to meet you." And I said, "Well, who is it? Is he good, nice, or?" And she said, "He's very nice." And then I thought to myself, who wants somebody that's not naughty sometimes? And anyway, he was still in service. He was in the Navy, attached to the Marines, and he was one that went out on the field, and he brought back the dead bodies. And he showed me all these pictures, and I said, "Bob, I can't look at those." And he had to dodge mines to get them. And so he, anyway, I started to write to him, and he was in California. And I sent him a picture of myself and a friend of mine, and I said to him, "The pretty one is my friend." And he said, "Let me be the judge of that." And so when he came home, we dated, and the first date we went on, we went to the All-American restaurant in East Rochester, and we had ridden with his brother, because Bob didn't have a car yet. And so about 1 o'clock, I couldn't stand any more of it. All they were doing were drinking and drinking and drinking. And I finally said to Bob, "I'm going out in the car." And he said, "Well, I'll come out with you." And so we got in the car, and he said, "What's the matter?" I said, "I could never marry you. I couldn't have a serious relation with you, because anybody that I get serious with is not going to drink at all, not even one drop." And he said, "Well, I want to be your kind of guy. I'll quit drinking." And I am not kidding. He quit drinking that night. He never took another drop. And he was almost an alcoholic. And so anyway, we dated, and when he got home from California, we went on our first date, July 4th. Now don't shake and don't say, "Never, you shouldn't have done that." We dated, we got engaged the 25th of July, and then we got married January 22nd of 1955. So it was a whirlwind romance. And and you know, it lasted 52 years. everybody said, Helen, you're not gonna stay married. It's not gonna work. You can't do that quick. And I had a couple of friends that they got very upset about it. They said, Helen, you don't know him. I said, you know what? I know I love him. And I know he loves me too. So we had a wonderful marriage for 52 years. And when he got sick with cancer, he was told at Rochester General that he would only live 3 months. And we went right into shock because we did not know what was wrong. We had gone to the hospital because he was short of breath. And the kids all said, Dad, you're going to the hospital. So anyway, we went to Roswell, and he lived there 13 more months, and I took care of him, and I loved what he said to me, because when they said, the nurse came, and she said, I'm here to take care of you. He said, I do not need a nurse. I've got the best nurse there is. And so, anyway, it was a very difficult time when he died. And every single day at the table, I used to say to him, honey, you're gonna lick it. I know you're gonna lick it. And you know what? I didn't convince him. I convinced me. And when he died, I went right into shock. And I didn't know where I was. I didn't know which way to turn down the hall, anything. I don't think I knew my name. And so anyway, it was a really hard time for me. And those times are bittersweet. I mean, in a way, it's good to remember that I took care of him, and I wrote every single detail about his blood pressure, everything. And then when he died, I guess it's a good thing. But all of those journals got lost. I have no idea where they went. But anyway, so then I was one of 4 children. Oh no. I was one of 4 children, and I was the third one, and my mom said to me, you're the only normal one, the rest were all born. My brother was, they had to take him with high forceps, and my younger sister was bottom first, and my older sister was feet first, and I came normal. So I thought that was pretty good. And anyway, I have to tell you that, did I tell you I have 13 grandchildren, and I have 10 great-grandchildren, and so 2 of my grandchildren have passed away. My grandson, and it was Dean's son, and my granddaughter, and that was Rob, my second son. That was his daughter, and she was 2 weeks away from giving birth to a baby girl, and she was killed in the car accident, and the baby was killed along with her. So, and she was only 19. It was so hard, it's never easy to lose anybody, but, I think it's easier to lose a husband than it is to lose a child, And I had 3 baby girls that never made it. And so, you know, I've seen some tragedy, but I've seen so many wonderful, happy times, and I'm very thankful. And I thank God every day that I have breath, that I can breathe. Am I okay?
Yeah, you're fine. Did you talk about some of the stuff in the
What? Oh, I forgot to tell you, yes, and this is very important. My daughter, when my younger son was 4 years old, I had a hysterectomy, and he prayed every single night for a baby sister. And I looked at my husband and I said, "What are we gonna do?" He said, "I think we gotta put in for adoption." So we went, and we were awarded our baby girl. She was 5 weeks old, and she looked like the rest of the family, and she had musical talents like the rest. And so on the way home, Bob said to me, "Oh, I think I'll take her back." I said, "No, you won't. She's my daughter." And he said, "Just testing you." He said, "Because you were pretty worried that you wouldn't love her the same as your boys." I said, "I love her the same. She's just beautiful." And when we got her home, we put her in one of those baskets, you know, with the handle on. She was so little, and took her picture, and we have that picture today. But I have had a wonderful life, and God has blessed me with so many wonderful friends.
Did you tell them how many grandchildren and great-grandchildren you have?
What did you say?
She already did that?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
Yeah, I have wonderful friends here. I went to the, when I first left my home in Williamson, where I lived for 15 years, I lived for 15 years in Fairport, and 15 in Macedon, the magic number. And so, now what was I going to say? You just said,
You're moving out of your
anyway,
home.
I know. When I moved out of my home in Williamson, I went to the Fairport Baptist home, and I was there for a year. And then some very dear friends of ours were going to come here, and they said it's half as much as it is at Fairport Baptist. So I moved here, and I've lived here 10 years, and I've made some absolutely wonderful friends. I'm so thankful for all of you folks, and I don't know if there's anything else
Does anybody have any questions at all?
Oh, I want to say something
go ahead.
too. I have to tell you that when I retired from Stromberg Carlson, they gave me a farewell party, and I had auditioned for a talent show, and it was at the Fawn Club, and I had no idea what the Fawn Club was, and I prepared Little Gray Home in the West, and when I got there, of course I wasn't dressed like the others. I mean, man, they were with all these low-cut dresses and high heels, sparkly things in their hair and everything, and I just had a plain old house, not a house dress, but just, you know, plain dress. And so when I walked in, the guy said, "What are you here for?" I said, "Well, I was going to audition." And he said, do you have a song ready?" I said, "Yes, I do." And when I told him, he said, "This is not that kind of a club. You don't sing that kind of song here." And then finally he said, well, as long as you prepared it, go ahead, and we'll do it first and get it over with. And so I sang my song, and nobody clapped. And I got out of there as quick as I could. But anyway, that was, and then there was a time I wanted to tell you about when the church had, we used to have church dinners in the basement, and I was always serving and helping to cook and stuff. And so I was out there cleaning up after the
Hold on to my phone. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
okay.
Yes.
Cleaning up after the meal, and I have some friends that I've known them forever, and so when I went back in the kitchen to get my purse, I picked it up and I couldn't hardly lift it, and my friend Howard Brown had put all this church silverware in my purse, and I said, Howard Brown, you are bad. And we all got a laugh out of that. And I got the picture in there from that too. That's the one down by the teddy bear. And so all my grandchildren, I have, I can't even, I'm not gonna name them all, it'll take a long time. But anyway, we, I've had some wonderful times in my life, and I gotta tell, I don't know. Oh, suburban remodeling my husband started. He came home one day. Our baby was 3 months old, and I said, what are you doing here at noon? He said, well, I quit my job. I said, Pop, we got a 3-month-old baby. What are you gonna do to support it? He said, I'll do whatever I have to. And he did. And he built a suburban remodeling, which is still going under my 2 sons, Dean and Rob. And it has really flourished. It's well known, and they always did perfectionist work, and that's how most of their work was got. They got it word of mouth, and so that when I first went, I need to, okay, I'll tell one more story.
Okay.
When I first went to New Life Bible Church, I met a new friend. Her name is Nancy Harvey, and we became wonderful friends, just like sisters. And we're still wonderful friends, and she's still like a really best friend. So, okay, thank you so much, Mama. I appreciate your attention. Now you know all about me.
Thank you guys so very much. I hope everybody gets the opportunity to come up and see the different pictures. The way that I do display it, it starts with Helen's life and her parents, and then it goes into her relationship, and then her kids, and then her great-grandkids. So I hope everybody enjoyed yourself. I enjoyed the stories. I had a great time going over with this in Helen's room. If everybody would like to join us in the activity room for some refreshments. Thank you, and have a great afternoon.